in how bad of a shape is the US consumer? Well, in this video, we're gonna actually check it out. I got some numbers, I got some facts, and we're gonna look at some of the stuff that is going on. As you know, Coachella happened over the weekend, and this is a huge fest in the United States, especially for the Western United States. And normally I hear all about who was performing. I see influencers all over advertising the event and saying this is the most glorious event. But this time, something else has starting to make the news. And it is not about Coachella, the festival. It's about buy now, pay later. So in Coachella, they're saying that 60% of Coachella general admission ticket purchases through payment plans. So that means that every other person you saw at Coachella was actually buying tickets and then paying them down the road. So what is buy now, pay later? Those are like firms, like a firm or whatever they're called, where it basically says, hey, payments on your terms. Buy now, pay later with flexible plans that fit your budget and takes a firm anywhere. And so it got really popular with Amazon. When Amazon started doing that, and you can buy now, pay later, it says, don't make any payments for 90 days, and then you can pay it off in a year, no interest, all kinds of stuff. So this is absolutely detrimental. So let's look at what Reddit had to say when I saw this news. Over 60% of Coachella attendees finance their ticket. The kids are not all right. Learn to live within your means. Here we go, another one. I went in 2004. The tickets were $150. Took a Greyhound bus from Louisiana and camped there. The whole trip and food probably costed me less than $500. Couldn't imagine going these days. So when you're looking at all these Coachellas, you're looking at all these events, they're so expensive. I think the cheapest Coachella ticket is about $500. And you got to get there, you got to do all these other things, you got to eat, you got to get there, and it's just going to be so expensive. And people said in the comments of all these posts, you got to start living beyond your means, or within your means, right? Don't live beyond them. And some people said, hey, if you're in the rat race and you're just in it and you don't see the end in sight, everything's getting more expensive, you're in a dead-end job that doesn't provide any better future, or they're not giving you salary raises, you don't know how to do it, you don't watch YouTube videos on how to become better, how to become more educated and become more valuable in the marketplace, and then you see these events and you're like, you know what, I gotta live and do something. So they go to these events and say, hey, let's go do it. And if I have to pay it off for a year, that's fine, because what else am I gonna do? Because when you look at the world and how everything's becoming, you gotta do something. You gotta live somehow and have enjoyment and doing anything else. Because just to go to work to pay your bills, probably not what you wanna do, right? You wanna have fun, you wanna experience life a little bit. And so these people go to Coachella and finance their tickets, and that's gonna be the new way of the future, where you can finance trips, you can, hey, don't pay now, pay in 5, 6 years, pay it off. And so it's going to be really, really interesting to see where all this goes. But I don't blame these people that finance their tickets, because you got to live somewhere, right? You got to live somewhere and do something in the world of entertainment, because even movies now got ridiculous expensive. You got to go on like a Tuesday where it's movie night for $5. But if you want to go see any musician, any acts, or anything else like that, it's so expensive. And so when you just work and have no enjoyment, why doing it? And then people just throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and say I'll deal with the consequences later on. And then the debt just keeps rising, and you're gonna have problems. And while I'm talking about all of this finance through Coachella, doing all this other stuff, they're building houses like this and crazy. And I told you guys in my other video that buyers are backing out in droves, wealthy people. And then Tom sent me this email saying that not only wealthy buyers, it's everybody starting to back off, because you just can't do it. So what is this going to do? This will put downwards pressure on it. And I'm just waiting for mortgage companies to come up with a new scheme where they're going to come up with something that says buy now, pay later, where you can move in, you make no payments for a few years, but they'll just take your equity, right? They say, you know what? If this is an area and it has appreciated over such a long period of time, what we're going to do is we're going to take your appreciation and you're just going to have to basically rent your house, but you still own it. And then once you sell, we'll take all that capital gains, all that profit, and do something with it, right? And they'll say, don't worry, you don't have to make payments for the first 5 years, but we're going to take 10, 15, 20% of the sales price once you sell. And this is going to be something that I think somebody's going to come up here pretty shortly where they're going to say, don't worry, no make payments, move in, and we'll just take the equity down the road from you and delay gratification, right? Just like the buy now, pay later. And that's going to hurt so many Americans. I'm telling you, if you don't have it, don't do it. But tax seasons do. So hopefully a lot of people said, you know what, I'm going to go to Coachella, I'm going to finance it, and then with taxes, I'm going to pay it off or do something. But is this a good use of your tax money? Let me know in the comments below, because if you're a big fan, then hey, we need more happy people in the world. You go ahead and finance those tickets. You go do it, because if that's going to give you more energy, it's going to give you stuff to talk about, life experiences, hey, by all means, go and do it. It's not what I would do. I don't like concerts that much. I think they're overcrowded, they're overpriced, and you can take that money and actually do something way different with it. Go travel, go to Thailand, or go to other places in the world and see how they do things, and see if they got festivals over there where it's a fraction of the price. But yeah, it is just getting out of hand. All these prices, and anything nowadays is just came and risen so quickly, so fast. And salaries are going down, right? And people are saying to me like, hey, I can't afford to live in my car, you owe nothing and be happy. And it's starting to be like that, where everything is so quick. And then when you tell me, become a business owner, and do all this, becoming a business owner is hard, because everybody keeps their money longer now. When you're looking at doing business with companies, they say, hey, we'll keep it another 45 days. Airbnb says, oh, we'll keep the money a little bit longer too. And everybody keeps their money longer and getting you paid way down the road. And you're the one that's going to be like, hey, I need to pay employees, do all these types of things. And you're just not going to get it. And then there's tax season. And guess who wants their money right away too? IRS. So I really hope you filed your taxes or did an extension. Deadline is up. But yeah, these are all going to be new houses. Look at that. Huge RV garage. So this is going to be probably $1 million house. It's going to be super expensive. Who's going to move in? I always wonder who's going to actually move into it here. And this one has a granny unit right next to it in the front. So people built these houses, and I wonder how long they sit, because when you have all these houses and they're just looking super gorgeous, super big backyards, probably 2,000-3,000 square feet, you gotta make a lot of money nowadays with high interest rates to buy them, or you gotta get an inheritance, you gotta do something like that, and the backyard's not even done. So you gotta invest probably another $100,000 into these places back here. And I'm telling you, is that money well spent? If you keep it for a long time, probably. But if you're not committed for a very long time, then I don't know if that is the best way to spend your hard-earned cash. Because if there's going to be a dip in the housing market, as people said, then you can't sell, because you'll be upside down. Just like all these people are in cars, you got to be upside down, and then you got to short sell it, and the bank does not want to lose money. And yeah, I mean, we're seeing it, that all these consumers, they've raised prices so much on everything, eating out, doing all these things, that hey, what's going to give first? Something's got to pop. Somebody's got to scream and go to zero. I've always been saying that. And once that happens, we know the bottom's going to hit, and Americans' consumer cannot keep selling at these high prices. And if you haven't been on TikTok lately, there's these Chinese sellers that are selling Lululemon. They're selling all these things from the manufacturer directly to you, and they're foregoing American companies. So they're claiming that we're the manufacturer of Lululemon, of Adidas, of all these other things, of purses. We're the supplier, and we make the dresses, we make all these other things for these high-end brands, right? So we make shoes, hats, everything for these high-end brands, and you can get them for a fraction of the cost without the sticker on them. And so Ali ordered that, and I will keep you posted and see if this is going to be something that actually true, or if it's just a cheap Chinese knockoff. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's actually true that all these people ordered from the same manufacturer. There's other people online saying that Lululemon and everybody provides them their own material, and then they just put in the work, and then they take it back and they source their materials from other places to have it more quality. They just have Chinese labor put it together, and then they ship it to like Italy, so product can put on their little bag, put on their little logo, and then ship it back to the United States and be done. So it's going to be interesting. I'll keep you guys posted once the stuff arrives and see, hey, is this going to be something that's valuable or not? Because if China can say, hey, we're the supplier for Tide Pods and doing all this, and I've seen it all, where they say, hey, 20 of these are $1, or it's 5 cents for one of them, and you can buy, and it looks exactly like Tide Pod. So the question is going to be, is this going to be the same quality, and are they going to give a run for the money? Because the interesting part's going to really come in once these manufacturers say, we're selling directly to American consumers, and these big brands with the $1 billion and these private jet CEOs are going to start taking hits after hits, because Americans can now buy that same product for a fraction of the price. It's going to be interesting, because all this high pricing, high top tier works really great if everybody makes high good money. But if salaries are going down, prices are going to go up. People at one point are going to say, we're done, and saying we can't afford it anymore. And so what does that do? That's going to put downwards pressure on it, because people, and when they go to stores, there's hanger costs, right? So what is a hanger cost? Hanger costs are when you are in a boutique or something, it costs the store something to have it displayed there. And the longer it sits, the more they got to discount it, because it uses up space. And if it doesn't move or it doesn't sell, then there's going to be issues, because you got to discount it. If it's not a marketing thing, like where it's a marketing item, where you have, let's say, one piece that just drives people in to take pictures, and you hope that they're going to buy something else on the way out, then you got to sell it. Because every time an associated a jacket touches something and doesn't sell it, costs you as the business owner money. And during COVID, people did that with cars. They thought, oh, this is pure gold, this is pure gold. But now, not so much. Now you got to sell them. You got to move them if you want to sell them. And just having one of them on your lot, you can't charge $10,000, $20,000 extra, because, oh my gosh, these tariffs. So it's going to be interesting. We're living in very interesting times in real estate, in the finance world, in the job world. So let me know what you guys think about all this. But man, buy now, pay later, that's going to be a whole nother thing. So let me know if you've ever used buy now, pay later. If you haven't, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.